So this is Baruch Fleischman, and we're going through the experience of reading the book by Rabbi Yosef Chaim Mimran. Get it over here, get away from the glare a little bit. This is The Ultimate Connection with God, 7-Step Guide to Jewish Spirituality. Now we came over here to part 4. He's talking about the experience of actually, coming close to Ruach HaKodesh, to be able to see the various different things. Excuse me, I'm in a business office, so the phone rings and faxes come in and the stuff like that happens. I can't stop it. So here we come over here, and we're going to read this and try to understand what he's saying. Some of the translation is a little bit difficult, so we'll try to understand it the best we can. So here we'll go read this opening, and then we'll jump into Rabbi Mimran's actual words. This is a translation. He says the soul is comparable to a very long branch that sprouts forth from its roots. This root, which is attached to the tree and extends into the body of man. So I use this word manifestation, because we're a manifestation of the root, because we're physical. While the person desires to connect to his source, which is the light of his mind, which is referred to as the thing being perceived by the perceiver. And let's see what his words are. You want to connect to the source. That means benemius, that you're really coming to a tremendous expanded consciousness of Hashem. So this is also called by, this process is called by being perceived by the perceiver, becoming a perceiver. In other words, learning to look at yourself. Also known as the perpetual soul, goes up to the eternal mind itself, which is actually the higher root of his soul. You think of all of these words, but it really means benemius. To your root, to who you are, because all of us are different. All of us have a different path. Let's see what he's saying. There they attach to each other and become one through meditating. So, thus creating an energy bond which comes from the mind to the perceiver. It allows that he will perceive the light and the energy itself. This is what we look for. It then descends from the mind to the thinking soul. This energy and tangible light is the concept called thought, machshava. Understand this well, because this is not an empty concept. If understood, then you have nullified all the concepts pertaining to meditation through prayer and all of the thoughts of man, whether good or bad. So I misread this. I want to read it again. If it says, if it's misunderstood, then it will nullify all of your efforts. Let's go over and read some of this in the inside of Rabbi Mimran. So he said right here, this is where we're at. He says right here, understand well the 22 letters of the Hebrew language and their correlations to time, space, soul, and consciousness. Our great sages had taught us in their infinite consciousness, in their infinite wisdom, I guess I should say, that the entire Torah is one long name of Hashem, and that every verse also contains a smaller version of that powerful name. Our sages have also taught us that Hashem looked into the Torah, pronounced some of the letters, and created the world. As you recite the Torah, and thereby the holy names of the Creator, you actively become a partner in creation. Now, this is bringing, like, say, a concept like, say, you want to learn the Parsha every week, so you learn the Parsha every week. But nobody came and told you that you're brought to your mind, it is a piece of Torah, that the letters of the Torah is all one name of Hashem, etc., as you just said. But who thinks about that? So he's saying, think about that. The specific combinations of letters forms the specific molecular structure of things. Now he says this is a big idea really for me. Because how do things come into being? So like we have a simple example, the word Adam, which means man. But it also has a gematria of 45. So as the light of Hashem shines through this name, which could be spelled Yud Vav Dalet K Aleph Vav Aleph Vav K Aleph. It could be spelled like that, which is also a gematria of 45. So it comes out that all of this here is really a molecular structure that the light shines through of the Ein Sof Baruch Hu, and it causes a certain type of limitation in its manifestation in us. Now, if you can understand, that's great, but there's a basic idea. The light shines through the letters. It comes into us, and it comes more physical as it goes through the letters, because the letters themselves are an aspect of physicality because they hold light. It is with this that you make contact. So what does it mean? It means that you are in touch with the underlying force that creates the fabric of, let's get it, everything in our space-time universe through the letters of the holy names. You can, in essence, reprogram the molecular structure of any form of matter. Now, you have to really listen to this, because I've listened to Rabbi Mimran tell me this, that the Baba Sali, other great people who performed miracles, they knew the paths of changing letters. They knew exactly how to contact or make contact meditatively or in prayer with the malachim that control the flow of the light of the Ein Sof. So through the letters of the holy names, and we're back again, you can, in essence, reprogram the molecular structure of any form of matter. That's not a joke. Indeed, this is the secret to how some of our sages created small calves on Erev Shabbos, using the Sefer Yetzirah to have meat for their meals. As well as Rav Zulai, who is the great-grandfather of the Hiddah, writes how he was successful in creating a golem, an artificial human with artificial intelligence, by the same manner, by manipulating the letters of the Holy Torah. Now here's something that you may not have known. This is how the famous saying of ABRA KDABRA, I create, ABRA, is Bore, is create, as I speak, ABRA KDABRA, I am opening it and I am changing it and creating it as I speak. In light of all of this mysticism, because this is the real depth of Kabbalah, in light of all this mysticism, we now understand very well why the words we speak have such tremendous power. So we're going to stop right here, and that's going to be shir number 45.2. This is Baruch Fleischman for the Tikkun Elevator Kollel.